Welcome to Focus on B, the single-part video series where I take a look at a game that I don't think I'd really want to let's play, but it definitely would still make for an interesting video. This game right here is called Love Free. Now you're probably going to assume by that name, yes, it is well actually it's the fourth entry. There was the original one, then there was Love 2 Kuso, and then the remaster of the first game. So this is really the fourth game, but it is probably well, as it typically goes for these kind of games where you have a bunch of content and it's all about how much content you can fit in there, it's the best one because it's just like the last free, but it's got a bunch more shit in it. It's got tons of levels from all the other games prior, and that's not why it's so cool. It's actually really interesting because of the way that it works. So, you know how there's this thing in emulators called save states, and people give you shit for using them for some reason? Well, this game is basically a save state game. Look, that right there is my save point. But you have to be careful, because what you have to do is, if I, for example, I'm just going to sacrifice myself here. If I place the save guy there, he gets destroyed. Did you see that? Which means that if I die, I go back to the start of the level. This game is not very difficult because of that, although it is very engaging. What do I mean by that? How is it difficult how is it engaging without being difficult? Well, the challenges themselves are quite tricky, but you never ever feel annoyed by the game because, well, you can just do that and you instantly respawn. There is zero frustration here, therefore not a lot of difficulty, not a lot of challenge, and yet the actual puzzles and the things you have to do are quite fun. They're very simple mechanical challenges that are engaging in themselves to complete, you know, and the fact that there's practically no consequence for failure means you can just keep trying and you want to keep getting better, keep going through. Now, you're not, I guess you technically would improve more if you did have more of a punishment, but I don't know. I've never been a fan of the kind of games where it's like, oh, you made a small mistake, time to go back to like halfway through the stage. It's like, no, look at this. Basically, I can just keep trying as much as I want, you know. Oh, okay, go back and try again. I'm going to bounce off this. As you can see, it has this very, what would you call it? Like, if the Atari 2600 was able to like output more than 2 pixels at once. Yeah, this is basically the art direction, you know, and I think it's really nice. It can be a little bit cluttered at times with the surprising amount of detail that there are in the sprites. But on the whole, it's quite appealing to look at. The animation is very simple. I like this little dude. He's made up of these little boxes, and it's great, you know? I mean, like, yeah, it's just that kind of art direction, which suits the game quite well. You know, I can't really imagine it, like, being any more complicated. But this isn't a rage platformer, and I really like that about it. It kind of almost bills itself as one, except that, again, I just respawn. So it's just a challenge, a pure mechanical trick. You know, it's just like, okay, do that and you're done, but it's not difficult to do. Or at least there's no overarching difficulty in the sense that, like, it just keeps getting harder. It's like, no, it kind of stays the same difficulty because you can always just do that and bada boom. I can just reset now. If I die, oh no, I got Donkey Konged, and I can just keep going. Does it get a little bit annoying sometimes? Admittedly, yes, when you keep dying to the same fucking thing over and over again, but you just observe the pattern. Okay, I see how this is going to work, and then I just jump for it, and I get hit. Okay, we're going to do it again. Jump for it. The pattern doesn't reset when you die, which is quite an interesting choice. A lot of games will usually do that. So now, see, all I can do here is just kind of try and learn how this works. Maybe I have to run right as the one going to that side falls, right, going to the left. So it's like if I go like now, nope, that's too soon. Go now, nope, that's not right. What if it's actually impossible to do that and I have to take a different route? Like, let's try, for example, like this, and oh no, that's not gonna, that just seems like it'd be even harder. Why do I feel like maybe I can, okay, let me position myself in a way that doesn't result in me constantly killing myself. Nope. Okay, it does end up occasionally devolving into throwing yourself against the wall until you make it work. But when you do make it work, it feels pretty good. Come on, don't end the video right here. That wouldn't be very fun. Is my hitbox actually accurate? Because I feel like I'm getting hit sometimes without actually touching the thing. Aha, see, there you go. Oh, fuck. Okay, hide underneath after you've done it. So now we know what to do. Jump, there you go, and hide underneath. And now we can keep going. See, I told you, nothing can beat you in this game. Even when you think you've reached the point where you're just screwed, you can't keep going. No, you can totally keep going. Just observe the environment. Figure out the pattern. It's like, okay, that goes that way. And then I jump here. And now I'm safe right here. It's all about finding the save spot. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, there you go. It's all about finding the safe spots, which is actually very, very akin to genuinely playing a tough game on an emulator, because, you know, you don't want to save right as you're about to get killed. So this game is a very interesting dissection of playing a game in a way that some people don't agree with, except that I don't have a problem with it, because, I mean, come on. Like, what the fuck? You expect me to play through Mega Man 2 without doing that? Okay, no. Mega Man 2 isn't even the worst example. That game isn't that hard. And I'm not even talking about the normal difficulty, which isn't actually, it's the easy difficulty. We all know the story, right? And you get these little bounce pads. It's a very, very simple formula, but it's got a lot of really interesting gimmicks, you know, that are very, very heavily dependent on timing and positioning. And you got these extra little goodies to collect, which sometimes actually are required because these spawn extra bits of the, yeah, for example, here, I had to get that. You know, I can't imagine the level progressing without me collecting that. So I go ahead and do some more platforming. And it's a very platformer. It's a mix of, what games would I kind of associate with this? It's obviously a little bit of Meat Boy, because any difficult 2D platformer is automatically Meat Boy, but it's also a mix of stuff like, no, not N. It doesn't have any momentum, as you can see by the movement. It doesn't have any wall climbing, so there's no N in it. Maybe, what else could I, maybe a little bit of, no, I was gonna say there's a little bit of Celeste in here, but no. That would not be that would be kind of ignorant. There's no Celeste in this at all. Celeste is its own thing going on with the, like, double jumping, and it's, you know, its own mechanics that work very well. Where am I supposed to go now? Hold on. So obviously I can't quite do this. Wait, actually maybe I can if I just time it right. Timing is everything. See, I told you. Now, oh, well, that was kind of pointless. Where do I go from here? Like, honestly, hold on. Jump, go here. Nope. We're gonna do it again. Jump, go here. Nope, we're gonna do it again. Jump, go. Nope. Jump, slide, and die on Frostman stage, because I cannot get enough of that shit. There you go. And now we're going to jump over here. We're going to keep moving through. Honestly, where am I supposed to go right now? Because obviously I can't go this way, because white kills you. Maybe I should backtrack a bit, and of course, there's this new section of the level. God, do you see what you're working with here, people? The kind of person who has a hard time figuring out where to go in a linear challenge-based platformer. Yeah, okay, those things right there with the propellers, we'll get to those later. I'm definitely going to have to interact with it. Boing, there you go, that happens, of course. And now, check out these things. You go in, and they have their own little physics. So it's like, you have to keep tapping the button to keep it afloat. And it's not the easiest thing in the world. It moves quite erratically. But when you get used to it, it is a fun little distraction. I'm glad this game doesn't focus too much on gimmicks such as these, so that it doesn't end up feeling just like a kitchen sink platformer, if that makes sense. It's very much a pure, like, jump around type game. It just so happens that, okay, you do these other things from time to time, and that's totally fine. It's just like, wow. I've actually turned down the camera speed to the slowest possible setting, but it still feels a little bit jittery, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to keep track of exactly where you are. There you go, I got it. Okay, good. As you can see here, if I go in the options menu, I can, in fact, set the camera speed to snap, for example. What's that like? Well, we're gonna find out. So far, it's actually not too different from how I've had it set up normally. Oh, pixel rotation. I love how you can actually tell this game genuinely runs at a low resolution. It's not one of those, like, high-res pixel art games where it's not actually a low resolution. It just kind of uses big, blocky sprites that are not nearest neighbor interpolated. No. Here it genuinely is running at a low resolution. You can tell by the way the sprites distort. Unless that can be simulated at a higher resolution. There's a possibility that might be the case. I don't know. I don't use a lot of game engines, so I wouldn't know. This is a really cool challenge. Again, all of this is new to me, by the way. This is just the farthest I've played up to on this file. So I'm basically just experiencing this shit blind, and I'm happy that I am, because I'm getting a lot of interesting experiences. This is a little bit deceptive, though. So basically everything white in this game kills you, as you can see. Except for this thing, the buttons. Why? Why would you do that? You know? because it's kind of deceptive. You just feel like, oh, so I shouldn't touch that, but no, you are very much encouraged to touch those buttons so that you can, you know, keep moving through the level. So let's just try, there you go, jump. Okay, this is going to be quite the challenge. Wait a second, unless I'm just intended to pass through this while the block, can I do it with the block still here? No, I don't know. I don't have to do it though, because I could just do this. That's what I was supposed to do. Oh shit, I just realized, and now I'm all the way back to the start of the level. That's because I was not paying attention to where I was placing my checkpoints. You see, that's the challenge here. That's the true test in this game. It's not necessarily how good you are at platforming, it's how good you are at deciding when to create checkpoints, right? I think those are only here so you can speed it up so that you don't have to keep waiting, which is very clever. So they're not actually integral to the game in a way. They're just kind of there to make things a little bit faster, and I'm totally cool with that. So for example, right here, this is a safe spot for me to place my checkpoint. So I can just, oh, wait a second. Oh, of course I died. Wait a second. Wait until that comes close, and, oh no, wait. I'm actually supposed to make my way through. How did I even get past this point? How can I not remember how I got past this point? What the hell is wrong with me? Like, really, what did I do differently to traverse this section? It just becomes a blur. It's just like, what the fuck even happened 2 seconds ago? It becomes very difficult to remember these things when you're playing a video game. I don't know why. It's not like I haven't been playing them my whole fucking life, and yet all of a sudden it's like now I'm having a really hard time figuring out how to maneuver through this section. It's almost as if my deduction skills greatly decrease once the microphone is in my face. No, okay, really, how the fuck did I do this? Oh, that's how I did it, of course. Just don't get yourself killed, stand in the safe spot, create a checkpoint. Now stand on the block, there you go. And that's pretty much the whole game. It's just a series of 2D platforming challenges. This might even be a relatively short episode because, I mean, what else is there, really? How long? I've been recording for 12 minutes now, and I mean, is it really... I'm not going to stop it right here, of course. We're going to do a couple more stages, and then we'll call it a day and get on with the next episode that I'm going to be recording. But, I swear to God, it is possible to do it that way. You don't have to do it that way. As you can see, I'm pretty sure the intended design is this instead. You follow the block, and then you go here, and then you really quickly try and run away from it before it kills you. There you go, safe spot. And now this is going to be a tricky one. You have jump pads inside, so it combines different level design gimmicks like this. There you go. And bounce pad. Bounce pad. Bounce pad. Bounce pad. Oh, shut the fuck up. God, I've never actually played that game, you know? And I don't think I want to. I don't think anyone wants to. Anyway, ooh, says the Sonic fanboy. No, I like the games, but like I'm not gonna call Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric a good game. Anyway, where was I? But yeah, I'm trying to like discern the influence in the sprite work, but it's like, well, you know what? For some reason, the sprite work kind of reminds me of Mega Man Extreme for the Game Boy Color. Well, I mean, it was also on the Game Boy, on the regular. Hold on, no, was it exclusive to Game Boy Color? I swear, because I'm pretty sure I mean, maybe it works on the regular Game Boy as well. I'm not actually sure about that. Okay, I'm definitely doing this section wrong. What I should be doing is this. There you go. Then you jump here, and then you... How am I supposed to do this? Like that. The soundtrack in this game is also really interesting. Listen to it. It's got this really weird blend of like kind of upbeat banging tunes and then some like really ambient stuff like this. It's just kind of, whoa, it creates this vibe that almost doesn't feel very fitting. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I feel like the soundtrack is a little bit, it feels like a bit of like an afterthought, you know? It's just like, okay, we found a bunch of songs, now we gotta put them in the game, because I'm not saying this game should have had, chiptune music, because that would just be the obvious thing to do. No, I think there's genuinely a very interesting aesthetic juxtaposition between these kind of visuals and much higher fidelity sound. It's like the the theory behind PS1 as a whole, because a lot of PS1 games, they'll look a little bit, you know, bulky, but they'll have the super crisp and clear sound oftentimes, so it just feels weird. Or Sega Saturn as well. Then by like, you know, the Dreamcast and then PS2, and by then it's like everything kind of smoothed over, you know. The N64 was funnily enough like the opposite thing, where it's like you have these smoother visuals, but, you know, the lower quality sound. Also, I swear to God, when you die, Occasionally. Let's try it. I'm trying to get it to happen. Sometimes when you die, it plays the first note of, or at least it sounds like it, of this one song from Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. I swear to God. It wasn't that one. I'll point it out when it happens. Come on. Kill me. Oh, that can't kill me. Okay. Let's go down. Nope, that's not the one. Okay, well, I'm not gonna keep fucking throwing myself. No, that's not the one. I'm gonna keep quiet every time I'm about to die because it's like, I feel like that might be the one. Shit, that wasn't the one. Yeah, and the music changes every time you go to a different stage, but it fortunately doesn't reset when you die. I think that's an option. Damn it, that's not the one. Yeah, because this game does a Crash Bandicoot thing where there's a bunch of different death animations. I imagine that'll disappear. Yep, it disappears when I, Okay, remember, so here's how this pattern works. You jump on the thing, and then it falls down, and it stays down until you're off of it. So basically, you have to do something like this. There you go. Okay, this is going to be very tricky, but that's kind of the whole point of the game, isn't it? And if you're good enough, you can just skip right through. There you go. Let's see. Come on, play the sound. No. Again. Come on, man. Play the sound. I want to show it to the people. I want you guys to know what I'm talking about right now, so you don't think I'm insane. Oh, wait. They don't go up when you're standing on them, even if it looks like they're about to go back up. They have like a timer, and you basically stop that timer by stepping on them. So maybe I should... How should I do this? You think I'd be able to like wait them out? No. There's no point in waiting them out. Instead, just go as fast as you can. Like this. Ow. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Maybe try and, like, can I skip over, like, one of them? Well, no, what would be the point? I want to have as many of them as possible. But the problem is I have to kind of stop myself in midair because I'll overshoot them otherwise, you know? So it's like, oh, yes, there you go. Perfect. No, that wasn't it. So now I have to keep jumping. Okay, this is a very fun little bit of platforming challenge. Now, I imagine I'm going to have to do this. Yep. Told you, this game is really, really cleverly designed. It has so many levels. You know, I haven't even seen, like, an eighth of them, you know? Ow, I'm dead. That wasn't the sound either. Nope, that wasn't it. Come on, man. No. I'm gonna keep doing this. Until... There it is. Did you hear that? That's the sound that sounds a little bit like the start of a song from Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. I know it just happens to be a similar synth kind of patch, but it's, you know, I noticed those kind of things, okay? It makes me happy when I hear something that reminds me of that. Speaking of Porsche Unleashed, I'm going to be recording that right after this. I imagine now I have to go up here, so yeah, these platforms are going to go down. So you're just going to want to jump on them as soon as possible. Although that doesn't mean they're going to fall. It's a very interesting spin on the falling platform cliche. They don't fall, they just descend slightly, but then they stay and then go back up. So that's very interesting how it's... Oh, wait, they turn white, which kills you. That's an interesting way to do it. Okay, we're going to have to be real careful then because I can't stand on them while they're moving upward. Very fluid sprite work here. It's like you don't really pay attention to a lot of it, but it creates a really great sense of movement in this game. Not just on the character. I mean, the character is very basic in his animation, but still. Aha, that's clever. Okay, this is the kind of puzzle platformer I find enjoyable, you know? Like, I actually want to play it, because I fucking hate puzzles, and I really don't care for puzzle platformers, but this is fun. This is really cool. That's not going to work, obviously. I'm going to have to jump at just the right time to... Nope, that's not going to work either. Just the right time. There you go. Perfect. I'm safe here. That's good. Now that's going to send me back, so I'm going to have to... I see. I'm going to have to bounce on that and bounce on this afterwards. So bounce on the single spring, or maybe try and do something like that. Yes! And then land on the platform, of course. So we're going to have to do that again. There you go. Perfect. And now we can just keep landing on these dudes. And yeah, that's basically the ethos of the game. It's very, very solid, very simple, but ridiculously well executed, you know? And I love the checkpoint system because it basically means that you never get fed up because you're never redoing too much of the game. You can always just keep trying again immediately after you died. It's fantastic, you know, but it also allows the developers to continue making relatively large and elaborate stages without having to limit themselves to, oh, gotta make sure it's not too long. No, they can make them as long as they fucking want, as long as they give you these safe spots where you can place your checkpoints. And there you go, that's it. That's the level design, and it's really, really well done. So I really have nothing else to say. Hold on, can I even make it past this section? Of course I can, see? That's the thing, you're statistically always going to make it through because, you know, you can never really stop trying. It's just, okay, I died, but let's just keep going now. And, whoop, there you go. Keep moving through the stage just like that. You're never going to give up. You can't give up, you know? The game never makes you want to give up. And there you go, done. And you know what? Let's call it a day, alright? This has been 21 minutes, yeah, and it's basically going to be completely unedited. But yeah, that was Love Free, a really, really fun little platformer. It's on Switch, it's on PC, it's on probably other things too I haven't checked, doesn't really matter. Check it out because it is very, very well made. It's really fun. This has been Focus on B, the single-part video series where I take a look at a game that I don't necessarily want to let's play, but I still feel the need to show off because this was really, really well done. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Focus on B.